Here it is, the battle in the South, presented by the Battle and Strive for Greatness. We are at Marietta High School in Marietta, Georgia, for the battle in the South. My name is Mondre Allen. I'm your host for this evening's contest. I'm here with Justin Brantley, National Talent Scout and Evaluator. Justin, we've got a great contest here. The Atlanta Celtics 17U versus Strive for Greatness 17U, chock full of excellent players. Tell us what we can expect to see.
Well, I was excited for this game prior to seeing Gabe Cupps suit up for Strive for Greatness. So, I mean, the star powers here. You have Mike Price Jr., Bronny James, Gabe Cupps. There's just so much talent on the floor on that side. On the other side, Avante Parker is one of the hottest names in the state of Georgia in that class of 2023 as he's climbing up recruiting boards. So there's talent on both sides. It's going to be a hard-fought game. You saw the 16U team from Atlanta Celtics come out and play with a ton of pride and fighting to show that, hey, this is home court and we protect home court. So I would expect to see nothing different from this 17U squad.
Definitely a lot of pride, a lot of hometown pride at stake as we get ready to tip it off here. We'll get a starting lineup here for the Atlanta Celtics. It'll be A.J. Barnes, Jaden Milan, Avante Parker, David Thomas, and I believe Jalen Taylor. We'll get the start. We'll get a starting lineup for Strive for Greatness here. I believe they already have their starting five on the floor. And here we go. We'll kick it off.
Yeah, I'm looking out here for Strive for Greatness, and 3 players on the squad in the ESPN Top 100 in the class of 2023. You have Bronny James, number 40, Mike Price Jr., number 72, and Gabe Cupps, number 80.
We will see as we get ready to tip off our contest. We're getting ready for the tip here, and we'll get it going. And it will be Strive for Greatness basketball, and that will be Bronny James that kicks it over. Mike Price Jr. Price kicks it. It goes back to Bronny, and it'll go ball screen there. Price ends up with it, stops, pops, and we'll get a foul call. Our first foul of the day, and it will be Price, Mike Price. I believe we'll be going to the line, and he'll be shooting 2.
Number 2, Mike Price at the line, shooting 2.
Great start to the game, good ball movement. Price gets the first one to go.
And I think that that's one thing that, you know, is important for the Strive for Greatness squad is to get started early with efficient pace, good ball movement, no wasted dribbles.
Lamont gets it over half court, and Jaden Lamont starts the offense. There was Parker, as you mentioned earlier.
Jump ball, possession to Atlanta Celtics.
And again, I mean, they didn't concede that rebound. They attacked the offensive glass. That's something that I guess that's part of this program's DNA. Top to bottom, Atlantic Celtics are going to attack the glass. They're going to fight for every loose ball. They're going to fight for every rebound. They believe that every 50-50 ball should be theirs.
We'll get an inbound here for the Atlanta Celtics. They'll get it to Parker. Parker takes that one, no good. Bronny James with a great pass there, but out of the hands of Chol. Stop pop is Thomas, and there's where Thomas is deadly. That mid-range jumper, and Thomas gets that one to go. James answers the bucket of his own. There's Bronny James.
And when Bronny James is aggressive, it's very difficult to stop him. He is a dominant scorer. He can get down, attacking the basket. He gets to the rim, finishes with both hands, finishes through contact, has that mid-range, has a three-point jumper as well.
James could not get that one to go, but offensive rebound for Strive for Greatness. They'll kick out. There's Chol. And Majuk Chol gets it to go. Thomas swings it over. Montravius White will look to steady the ship for the Celtics. They'll get it to Avante Parker. Parker gets to the nail, and he'll knock down a jumper. Does Parker.
I really like the maturation and growth of his game. You've seen him come along relatively quickly here. Went from a name that nationally a lot of people didn't know to, a lot of people are trying to find out more and learn more about him. He's got great size. He can do so many things well. Puts the ball on the floor as we're seeing here. Nice patience.
Parker gets another one to go, and we'll quickly tie up our score as Bronny James sets the table. Spin move inside, tough inside, no good. Couldn't get that one to go was Meadow. Kick out, Lamont, 3, no good. Parker back inside, couldn't find an opening. Parker attacks again, and we'll get a call going the other way.
Bronny James, the crossover into the pull-up jumper.
So fluid was Bronny James on that score there. 6-6 is our basketball game. 5 minutes into the game. Pull-up jump shot over the top. That's no good. Lamont with the rebound. And Cho playing hard there. Gets on the floor. But will pick up a foul, and that's Majuk Cho's first foul. As we see Celtics coach Pat Harper, father of Jared Harper, working the refs. It's the kick out to Thomas. Thomas doesn't take that one. Deep 3. Got it. Montravius White.
No hesitation there. Can't give him that much space.
Strive for greatness on the attack. They'll get it to Cho. Cho couldn't handle, and they'll give up a foul before A.J. Barnes punches it through the rim. That will not count. Our score will still be 9-6, but as you see the athleticism.
Even though it doesn't count, it was definitely pretty to look at.
A.J. Barnes saying, look what I've got in store for the rest of the game.
Small ball lineup for Strive for Greatness. Gabe Cupps checking in. They have 3 guards on the floor, 2 wings. I guess you could consider Meadow a big, but I don't really see him as such.
There's Cupps making an immediate impact, getting his hand on a basketball, almost coming with the deflection and the takeaway there.
The Indiana University commit.
Pretty incredible recruiting class coming in for Indiana. Looking for Avante Parker there. They get it to Parker. Bottled up, but he still gets away. A fadeaway jumper from the baseline. Young men, incredibly skilled. A beautiful move by James there. I'm sorry, by Price.
Yep.
The skill level of these guys, these young men. Scooping a left-hand layup by Price there.
He kept that dribble low as he came through the lane and just was able to knife through the defense there.
White had a deep 3 earlier. White falling down. No call on the contact, but White gets another 3. James will answer with a deep 3 of his own from the logo, Bronny James. Thomas on the kick out. Montravius White has been a threat. Thomas takes that 3. Shooter's touch, gets it in. David Thomas on the board.
And it looked like they counted that. I'll go back and double check, but it looked like they counted that other basket from Montravius White as a 2 in the corner over there.
2-point field goal for White, not the 3. And there's Parker going again, but Gabe Cupps in there being tough. Gets his hand on the ball, and he rips it away.
Yep, they counted it as a 2.
Cups on the kick out to James. James, step back in the corner, no good. Parker rebounds, gets it to Lamont. Lamont pushes it up the floor on a kick out to Thomas. Thomas over to White. White! That one's a three. Montrevious White.
He said, I will leave no room for confusion or error on this one.
White late on the steal attempt. And Bronny James, the layup at the basket. Windshield wiper game right now. Kick out White again. No good. And there's James with the rebound. James gives it to Cups. Cups cross-court pass there to Price. Price did not get the layup to go. We've got a whistle. And Pat Harper looking for a timeout and will substitute.
Here we're going to look.
Montrevious White.
Three.
Count those. As you said, no room for error on that one. Lefty finish there. Beautiful by James.
And that's what I said earlier. You know, he finishes with both hands on both sides of the rim. He has the ability. You can't really take away one side of the basket. He's so fundamentally sound and technically skilled. And that's one of the things that stands out to me about Bronny James. He's probably, in my opinion, the most criticized high school player ever. And the reason why I say that is because the standard for comparison is not the other guards in the class of 2024 or 2023. The standard for comparison is an NBA future Hall of Famer.
I'll say it for you, the greatest player to ever live. The greatest player to ever live.
The comparison is the bar is high, right?
Which is not fair.
And when you watch him play, he just does everything the right way. He plays at such a high level. He's got a great basketball IQ. He makes the right reads. And sometimes that can make you look bad in AAU basketball where it's, like you said, windshield wiper game. Guys aren't really playing. He's got a high basketball IQ. He's going to immediately help whoever he plays for at that next level.
100% agree. High-level basketball from Bronny James so far. Montrevious White, see if he'll be able to keep it going for the next minute and 38 seconds. There's Barnes on the attack. Could not get it to go. And Majuk Chol will inbound. He'll get the ball to Dylan Mateer. Mateer gets it to Cups. Kick out to the wing there. Cross court to Cups. Cups will take that three. That one no good. Pass ahead to Barnes. Barnes will take a look at it and decides to take the three, and Barnes will get the three from the corner, A.J. Barnes. Continue with the windshield wiper pace. No rim on that one. All net.
Armand Mahdi let it go.
Mahdi will have another look at it. Gets it in the corner. Mahdi, but he'll get the foul as the three will not count, but he'll get the foul. He'll get a chance to get 3 free throws.
So I want to clarify something. You said earlier, the greatest player of all time. I personally think that we can't have that argument, and we have to stop having that argument.
Until he's finished, I agree.
No. I think it needs to shift to the greatest player of his time. Because otherwise, it's
That's
just
fair.
subjective arguments that nobody can ever quantify or bring
fair.
any sense of, you know what I'm saying, merit to, right? Like,
I will say the greatest player that I've been able to see with my own eyes.
Agree. And I watched Michael Jordan with my own eyes, right? Even though I was a Detroit Pistons fan, so it hurt me seeing what he did to my bad boys.
Me too.
You know, for me, I just think that it's hard to have that conversation because you can't really compare generations and players that never competed against each other. I'm a head-up guy. Like I want to see one-on-ones. I want to see best against best. And I just think that for me, I will easily say that he's the greatest player of his time. I think that the greatest player of all time argument is very subjective.
To get back to our action, 20 seconds remaining. We're going to step off three, and a great shot there by Mateer. Dylan Mateer coming in off the bench and immediately making an impact for his team. Strive for Greatness doing a great job on the glass. And that will be how that quarter will end. A close contest, back and forth game, 22-20. It is the Atlanta Celtics, 17U, with a 2-point lead over Strive for Greatness. And that is how our first quarter went. Back and forth contest. We'll see Montravius White there knocking down a three. Montravius made multiple of those for the Atlanta Celtics.
Yeah, one thing I'll say for sure, we're seeing another first quarter balanced scoring effort from Atlanta Celtics. Now, the funny thing is their 16U had 22 points in the first quarter. Their 17U matches that with 22 of their own. It's been a great offensive effort from Avante Parker. Montravius White's knocked down some shots. It'll be interesting to see if he can continue that and if that consistently can happen throughout the course of this game. And then on the other end, Bronny James done pretty much what he wanted to do. He's been aggressive, which I think is when he's playing his best basketball. Has 7 points, 2 rebounds early. Mike Price Jr., 4 points. Armand Mahdi, 4 points. Dylan Matoyer, 3 points. I like the balanced scoring. I think it's going to come down to what happens in this next 4 minutes. I think that's going to set the tone for the rest of this ball game.
On the inbound is Justin Daniel. Gets it inbound to Gabe Cups. That shot no good. Machol on the cleanup. Machol will tie the basketball game with that deuce. Montravius White thought about it, but did not take that shot. Thomas falling away. Thomas, no good. Strive for Greatness will push. And they'll turn the ball over. Montravius White kicks it out to Lamont. Lamont gets it to White. Inside, no, but a big rebound by A.J. Barnes, who'll get it back to Thomas, who goes to White. White goes back to Thomas. We'll keep away basketball here, but they feed it to the elbow and get it to Barnes, and Barnes will score that one.
Little inside-out action.
I think for the kids at home, you'll find out that you can still be patient and move the ball even when there's a shot clock.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of the times when the shot clock comes out, you see guys making their move and very few possessions lasting deeper than 10 seconds into that shot clock. The good teams understand how to take advantage of it and use it to their benefit.
Just as we say that, what do we get? We get a shot clock violation.
Well, yeah, and that's a credit to the Atlanta Celtics. That was 30 seconds of elite defense. They moved their feet well, helped side defense. They filled the gaps, made stops at the nail hole. They didn't allow anything to get going at the basket. And I think that's important if you're watching from home to understand that if you stop ball, keep the ball out of the middle of the floor, it's hard to get scored on.
Back-to-back turnovers there as the Celtics then turn it over as Bronny James comes up with it. Bronny will take a look at it.
SBA.
Pass too hot for the big fella.
Should have been an assist. People are going to get sick of me and my SBAs, but that definitely should have been an assist. And that's when I talk about playing the game the right way, playing with a high basketball IQ. That drop-off should have been, he should have been ripping down the rim and bringing it home with him.
I would agree. I do warn my young fellas as I coach AAU that when you're giving a pass to a big fella, you got to give him a bounce or a lob. Only two they're going to catch for sure. Pull-up jump shot there, no good. Rebound. Meadows, spin move, beautiful spin off the glass by Meadows. And we're back to a tie basketball game.
Well, you're seeing Strive for Greatness attacking the offensive glass the same way Atlanta Celtics did in that 16U game.
Meadows, I'm sorry, that is White.
It's funny you said Meadows because I was thinking about Meadows. You know, he gives me that Kurt Rambis vibe every time he steps on the floor. For the young fellas at home, they have no clue who I'm talking about, but yeah, that's who Meadows reminds me of every time he steps on the floor.
Lamont kicks it ahead. Pull-up jump shot from the short corner is no good, and James kicks it to Meadows. Meadows no good. Thomas will rebound. Thomas will go ahead and take that three. Thomas knocks down the three. Thomas shakes it off, missed a couple of attempts, and then shakes it off and knocks down a three.
That's his second three.
Price will bring it across and get Strive for Greatness into.
Price had the right idea.
Another turnover. Play getting a little bit sloppy. And another turnover by Strive for Greatness this time as Thomas comes up with it. Celtics running, 3-ball, no good, but A.J. Barnes there to clean it up.
That was a pass. Remember you be playing ball with your boys, you air ball. No, man, that was a pass.
I meant to do that.
I meant to do that.
Great cleanup by Barnes there is our score. 5-point basketball game, 29-24. Celtics with the lead. A 30-second timeout as Pat Harper for the Celtics go to work. We see David Thomas there knocking down a 3-point field goal, putting the Celtics ahead. And there's Meadows, the beautiful spin move. Kiss off the glass, and he got that one to go. Meadows making his presence felt in this basketball game for Strive for Greatness. As we mentioned, 2 basketball dads, 3 actually on the sideline, but 2 guys who have played high-level basketball. We see Darius Perry, former Louisville Cardinal, his father on the Celtics bench, and
former what?
Louisville Cardinal. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way. Our Louisville reference for the night, I'll give you one each night for sure. As Mike Price Jr. brings the ball and sets it with Meadows. It goes to Choi. You know, these touches for Choi have been so far away from the basket. James, beautiful shot there. Looked like that was going in, but just rattled out. Thomas stops on a dime. Thomas with the mid-range, no. Price Jr. gets it to James. James, a 3. James with a dagger for 3. And looks over at the Celtics bench. Someone may have said something, but Bronny definitely answered. And he'll be out of bounds as now Hillman knocks it out. You see that 3 from Bronny.
The thing that I like the most about that is he did not hesitate. That pass came from Mike Price. As soon as it touched his hands, it was going up.
James looks at it. They get it inside. Kick out to Price. Price, no good. Bodies colliding. Bodies hitting the floor. You see guys playing very hard. We'll get a foul on now Hillman. Hillman, the Pebblebrook product. Pebblebrook High School has put out quite a few great players themselves. Colin Sexton being one of them, the Cleveland Cavalier. Graduate of Pebblebrook High School. And there's Bronny James. Shrugs off Hillman, takes the 3, and that doesn't go. Thomas with the rebound. Thomas pushing up to Lamont. Lamont catches, looks, doesn't take it. Lamont will dribble into a 1-dribble pull-up. That's no good. Cups gets the rebound. Cups will look. Cross-court pass over to Price. Price 3, knocks it down.
Beautiful assist there from Gabe Cups and a beautiful shot from Mike Price Jr.
Knocks down the 3-ball, and that will give Strive for Greatness the lead. I believe that is the first lead since it was 1-0. Strive for Greatness early in the first quarter.
Here we get another look at the cross-court pass from Cups. As soon as it touched the hands of Mike Price, it's on its way up. And that's something that this team has done very well. No wasted dribbles. They're taking advantage of the ball movement, catching the offense off guard, or the defense off guard.
As we'll see Avante Parker at the line. Parker cannot get that one to go.
Checking in for Strive For Greatness, number 23, Dylan Mateo.
Score will remain a one-point basketball game. Just over 2 minutes left. 30-29. Strive for Greatness with the basketball. Maybe I called the miss before it happens. Meadow ended up with the rebound there. Meadow going to work with his ball handling. Maybe not what Strive for Greatness wanted, as he had Gabe Cups. And
yeah, one too many dribbles.
Montrevious Wright, been a minute since we called his name, and White going to get pulled out for that shot.
Jaden Lamont. Checking in for Strive For Greatness.
I think that's very tough for White, who had it going early, and then when the ball's not finding you, maybe you're pushing a little bit to
try to force it.
Try to help your team here. He's got some very good coaches on that bench helping him out. There it is. Could tell that was going in all the way from Latoya. A.J. Barnes with the and one.
Count the basket, number 3, A.J.
That is a tough bucket there by Barnes.
Strive For Greatness, foul number 12, Gabe Cups, his first, team second.
All over
Step
him.
back, yep.
Checking in for Strive For Greatness, number
Not
7,
quite the Penny Hardaway, but close.
A.J. Barnes at the line, shooting
He's been
goals.
watching some YouTube clips, I can tell. Barnes and Thomas are teammates at Eagles Landing High School. 3 Eagles Landing High School players on this team. Cups. Lamont. And the Celtics are up as Lamont gets a deflection.
Well, again, I mean, we talked about it in the previous game. The Celtics play hard. They're not going to concede anything.
Lamont has to give it up. It'll go to Thomas. Thomas looking for his spot, gets to it, knocks it down. David Thomas.
Basket by David Thomas.
That's the second basket from that exact spot right there.
Thomas, at one point in time, had an LSU offer. Now, LSU's had some coaching changes, so I don't know if that's still on the board for him or not, but
He currently has 10 points in this game.
tells you the type of talent that he has. Beautiful move there by Amon. Amon Matty.
Let's see if he can convert. He's 1 for 3 from the free throw line currently. These two right here could be huge.
We are seeing it. There's Thomas. Thomas getting to his spot, knocking it down. Giving the Celtics a lead. Madi.
We talked about the impact of missed free throws in the 16U game. Currently, they've left 3 points on the board here. Unfortunately, all 3 of those are from Armand. Make it 4. Sorry, Armand.
Couldn't get that one to go. Harper doesn't like what he sees, and he'll call a timeout.
I think he wants to make sure his team understands they don't have to rush anything. There's 23 seconds on the shot clock, 23 and a half seconds on the game clock. They can play this out. You know, they can run their offense, get into a flow, get into a rhythm, do what they want, attack, get to the basket, try and get something going at the basket, get a bucket and a foul and a free throw, or get to the free throw line. And they're up right now by 1, so I think he wanted them to know that.
23 seconds left. The shot clock will not impact this possession, as David Thomas will inbound. Lamont will initiate the offense, and it doesn't look like it. Looks like Strive for Greatness will go zone on this last possession without Latravius White on the floor. But they leave Thomas. Thomas rolls out, but Parker gets a tough rebound, and Parker inside. And that is how the first half will end, 36-33 on this putback. Tough inside from Avante Parker.
Yeah, I mean, you have to box out. You cannot allow second chance opportunities. That's what killed the 16U team, and now it's coming here to haunt the 17.
That's how the half will end in the battle in the South, presented by the Battle and Strive for Greatness. It is the Atlanta Celtics 36, Strive for Greatness 33. We'll be right back with our second half of action.
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
My name is Diedrich Hadiaki Hajawara Thomas. I'm the CEO of Hadiaki, a fashion house designing garments for notable clients in the sports and entertainment industry. My studio is built around a lifestyle, built around an experience. If you were to think of Maison Hadiaki, you would think of a fashion house that exists in Paris. So it's something that you have to come and really see with your own eyes. Some of my most notable clients that I've worked with over the years include Samuel L. Jackson, Urban Magic Johnson, Steve Smith, Paul Millsap, Steve Harvey, Mo Williams, Clifford Tip Harris, just to name a few.
I've known Diedrich for maybe 4 years now. The same amount of time I've been getting my custom bespoke garments from Hadiaki. I don't think you can get much better than that.
Like that? Here at Hadiaki, it's a different experience for each client. We really focus on the individuality of the client. So the first thing we do is actually go through a consultation with the client to really understand, their needs, their wants, their desires. After they go through that process, we end up with something that parallels their aspirations. So how you feel, man?
It's done smooth, bro.
We're actually really, able to take them through the process of accomplishing that goal. And it's just unique to them.
We are back for our second half of action. Battle in the South, presented by the Battle and Strive for Greatness here on SUV TV. I'm Mondre Allen. I'm here with Justin Brantley. Justin, tell us what we saw in the first half.
We saw an aggressive Bronny James, which is something that I've been calling for every time I've seen him play. When he gets aggressive and he gets in attack mode, he's just a different player. He's almost impossible to stop when he set his mind and says, I'm going to go get a bucket. He can do it at all three levels, which I know is an overused and overstated term, the three-level score, but he has the ability to get to the basket, finish with both hands, finish through contact, mid-range game. He knocked down a couple deep threes. Just such a heady player, high basketball IQ, brings so much to the table. He had 10 points. On the other end, A.J. Barnes he's been strong. He's been on fire for the Celtics to get this thing started. Between A.J. Barnes and Avante Parker, there's been plenty of firepower on that end. Montravius White with a couple big-time threes. It's been a balanced scoring effort on that side for the Celtics, and really Bronny James has paced us for the Strive for Greatness, Team Strive for Greatness.
As we get ready, there is David Thomas, who's been contributing for the Atlanta Celtics, David Thomas and Montrevious White really had it going early. As you can see, there is Avante Parker as he closed out that first half with the Celtics with the final bucket of that game. Been very tough inside. There is the aforementioned White knocking down a couple of threes, who was hot in the first quarter, but then cooled a little bit as the second quarter went along. We'll see if they immediately try to go back to White and see if they can get him going.
Strive for Greatness is going to need a third and a fourth score. That's really what the difference is right now. You know, Bronny James, he's shown he can go for 20, 25, 30 if he needs to. But Mike Price, he's going to give you 15, 20 as well. Both of those guys can score. Who's going to be that third scorer? Is it going to be Meadows? Is it going to be Gabe Cupps? Is it going to be Dylan Matoyer? Somebody has to step up and be that third scoring option. On the other end, you've got Thomas, Parker, A.J. Barnes, and Montrevious White all providing an impact in this game. When you have four scoring options on one side of the floor and you're heading it up with one major scoring option on the other, you can have problems.
As you mentioned, Gabe Cupps, nationally ranked player, going to Indiana, has been quiet in this game. What does Cupps do to get himself going in this second half?
Well, I like what Gabe Cupps has done, to be honest with you. It's hard to step in and play in a tournament with a team that you haven't played with. This is his first time playing with them back to the Blue Chips days. This is the first time playing with Bronny James. So, you know, he's came in and he hasn't tried to force anything. You haven't seen him trying to make it about him. He's played very team-first basketball. You've seen him on the defensive end. You've seen him making the extra pass, making the right reads. So the game's going to come to him. I think he's a well-coached young man. He's going to have an opportunity to get an impact in this game eventually.
A drive and a missed shot there by the Celtics. Beautiful find there.
Do I need
by
to say
James.
Do I need to say another SBA?
Another SBA for Bronny James to Majuk Choi, although he was fouled on that attempt.
Yeah, but still, that was a beautiful one-hand, no-look pass. Watch it here. Created space with his eyes. Instead of fading away, I want to see Cho rip that rim off of the backboard.
Majuk Choi does get the free throw to go. Has a chance to make it a one-point game, and he does. 35-36. We've got a one-point basketball game. It's Montrevious White.
I think not enough is said about Bronny James' facilitation and
Beautiful
basketball
backboard.
IQ.
Great offense, better defense as Meadow gets the block. Price skips it across court. Beautiful spin there. Can't get that one to go. There's Choi.
You know, I'm really liking the effort and intensity here in this second half early from Majuk Choi. He's all over the offensive glass. That was really the Achilles heel for Strive for Greatness in that 16U battle, and that has not been the same thing here in the 17U game.
Choi with a bit of an awkward release, but knocking down free throws with no problem.
4 for 4 from the charity stripe.
Gives Strive for Greatness the lead. Beautiful crossover by Thomas there. Has some contact, no call. Will play on. James looks at it. James versus Thomas there. Thomas being aggressive. James looking for daylight. Pick and roll, nothing. Gets it to Meadows. Meadows on the move. Meadows falls away. No. And there's Chol again. Gets it to James. James stripped. Thomas on the run. Thomas lays it off the glass, and Thomas will get that one to go. Back and forth basketball game, and now the Celtics with the lead again.
Great patience from Thomas there.
James with a deep three. No good. Rebound by Lamont. Lamont pushes it up, gets it to Barnes. Barnes, crossover, three, no. Barnes really had opportunity to set his feet there and get that three off, but couldn't get that one to go.
Here's an opportunity for Strive for Greatness to kind of get their feel in this game. They've got their guard-heavy lineup on the floor. They're going to call the offensive foul on Mike Price. He said he hooked him.
as we'll see White get the Celtics into their offense. White. And White scores it. That may be able to get White going again. This matchup between Montravius White and Mike Price Jr. should not be overshadowed. Lamont gets in there, and he'll pick up a foul.
That was a great steal there by Avante Parker. Wasn't able to corral it after the steal, but I really like him reaching in and ripping it out of there.
Talked about those extra effort plays. Price with the step off, no good. Thomas with the rebound. David Thomas on the move. Thomas, nifty finish. David Thomas finishes at the rim. Thomas has got it going. There's Cups. Cups for three. No good. There's Montravius White. Gets it to Lamont. Lamont peels it out. He'll try to get it into Barnes. Barnes wanted it over the top, but Lamont chose to go with the bounce pass, and it'll be a turnover. But a 42-37 basketball game, a 5-point lead for the Atlanta Celtics, as we are just under 5 in the third quarter.
This is an important part of the game here.
There's Amon. Maddie misses the three there. Thomas takes it, no good. Parker will chase that down as Montravius White thought about it. But they'll set it up and they'll get it inside to Parker. Parker turns, fires, no good. Barnes. Offensive rebound, there it is. We saw it in the first game with the 16U teams for both of these teams. The offensive rebounding and toughness for the Atlanta Celtics shining through. 3-point shot, no good. Montravius White on the push. White gets it to Hillman. Back to White. They'll get it to Thomas. Thomas has had it going. Thomas thought about it. Deflected by James. Back door, no good. It's got to be a foul there, but no call. Amazing no call there, but we'll play on. Bronny James for three. That's no good. And White says, we'll slow it down and let's run something.
You have to appreciate a point guard that has the mindset to say, hey, okay, let's slow it down. We're up 7. No rush. Let's get into what we do.
Get a foul there on Parker. Parker will go to the line. Yeah, bullies his way to the basket.
He was fouled multiple times on that possession, but I really like what he brings to the table. He already has 8 rebounds in this game. 8 points, 8 rebounds. Left a couple points at the free throw line. That's 0 for 3 currently.
People say that the flex offense is boring, but as we saw the Celtics, at the end of the day, if you run it correctly, you can get something out of it. And the Celtics got an opportunity at the line, and the splits, and you get to see the ball go down. Three-point field goal, no, and the Celtics are running. That's now Hillman. Hillman gets it inside, spinning around, and Thomas with the follow. Again, the Celtics on the offensive glass, 47-37. Now a 10-point lead.
Yeah, and now I'm going to need to see Gabe Cups get aggressive.
Finishing on the line. That is Dylan Mateer.
Here we're going to get a look at. One thing I love about this is Matoya, he plays with so much effort and intensity. He's constantly on the glass, on the floor, whatever he can do to leave his imprint on the game. It's not always about what you can do in the scorebook. what can you do as far as helping your team just get those positive plays, help them win, winning plays, winning plays over superlatives by far.
Playing hard is a skill. Mateo definitely showing that he has a high motor.
I struggle with that statement, right? Like, I go back and forth. Obviously, it's a skill, and we're seeing it be more and more of a skill in this day and age, but I feel like it was a prereq for us. Like, if you didn't play hard, you didn't see the floor. I could be wrong, but that's just...
You are preaching to the choir right now. That is 100% the truth. Motor has turned into a skill set now. Thomas feeling it. Can't get it to go. Strive for greatness on the run. And the turnover starting to pile up for this Strive for Greatness team. There's Hillman running out, getting the layup. They've got to get Bronny James getting aggressive again because the shots are coming harder and harder to come by right now.
Right now, that bucket worked. But the biggest thing that I'm seeing is the spacing is not there.
De Silva, the other Eagles Landing player, the third Eagles Landing player on that team. There's Gabe Cupp. There he is. These are all tough buckets, but Gabe Cupp stepping around the screen and getting one to go. There's Meadow on a rebound, and Meadow will push. He'll get it to Cupp. Cupp taking it again. Cupp gets another one. There's another three for Gabe Cupp, and we talked about this during our halftime break of what it was going to take for him to get going, and here he comes, Gabe
Welcome
Cupp.
to the party, Gabe Cupps.
Thomas for three. Can't get that one to go. Meadow with the rebound. I feel like I've said Meadow with the rebound quite a bit today.
Yep. Here we're going to get a look at Gabe Cupps. Solo cup, styrofoam cup, Yeti mug. Don't matter what kind of cup it is, Gabe's going to give you buckets.
Definitely great elevation on that jump shot from Cupp. And it'll be Cupps versus Montrevious White. Cupps gets to the rim but can't finish.
A little bit too
Now
strong.
Hillman on the run. Hillman tried to wrap around bounce pass, and Pat Harper is furious that he didn't take the layup.
I think Cupps thought he was going to get a little bit more contact than he did on that previous possession.
Bronny going to the basket, and we'll get a foul call. That will be on Montrevious White. Montrevious White picks up his second foul.
16 fouls.
As Strive for Greatness is approaching the bonus.
Bronny James at the line shooting 1+1. Substitution for Atlanta Celtics number 13, Parker.
We'll get a couple of substitutions here. 51-46 is our score. 36 seconds left in the third quarter as Bronny James steps up to the line, and he'll have one plus a bonus. Makes the first one. Does James. Started the game on fire. Cooled a bit in this third quarter. Can't say cooled. He hasn't taken as many attempts in this third quarter as he did in the first half. Montrevious White gets it to Parker. Parker on the attack against Meadow. Meadow's done a pretty good job defensively, giving Parker a tough time.
Yep.
As they get a stop there. Meadow was able to wall up and get a stop there. No shot clock in effect. It'll be 15 seconds left on our clock. Montrevious White versus Gabe Cupps here. And Cupps will look to take the last shot. He'll attack White. Gabe Cups, 3, no good. But guess who it is? Is Meadow. I believe Meadow got fouled on that last attempt, and there was a no call there. But that's how it will end. We'll get a quick look. I think Avante Parker gave him Meadow a little bit of a shot.
Yeah, he got away with one there.
No call. 51-48. And we'll take a quick break and come back with our fourth quarter action.
It was always a tradition in the family to play saxophone. My mom was a saxophone player.
I started playing in the 7th grade. It makes me happy to know that he's following my footsteps. I'm really honored.
My mom was taking me on a college tour at Shaw University, and she's like, oh, look, DJ, that's the McDonald's I used to go to. This McDonald's is so important because it ended up being a place where our band members would go to get to know each other outside of the band room.
We are back here in Marietta, Georgia for the battle in the South as Mike Price Jr. gets a nifty layup there. It is the Atlanta Celtics 17U versus Strive for Greatness 17U. There's Lamont's first shot of the day, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't get that one to go. And Strive for Greatness will miss that shot as well. And Lamont will be back on the attack, gets it to Parker. Parker, no good. And there he is again.
Yep.
Meadow.
That's his 7th rebound. And I might have missed one or two because he's been extremely aggressive on the glass.
We still a very close contest, 52-51. Strive for Greatness now in the lead. There's Thomas. Gets it to Parker. Parker inside. Meadow challenging again. Tough shot, but Parker was able to get that one to go. Now Bronny James will be on the attack against Thomas. Been a great matchup. Air ball, no good. Lamont will push. Montravius White. White looks at it, no.
You see he hasn't forced that three since coach said, come have a seat next to me.
That's one way to get that to stop, and there's Lamont getting aggressive, and Lamont can't get that one to go. Jaden Lamont, the Blair Academy guard, will go to the line, and he'll shoot 2. Back and forth game, 53-52. Tons of lead changes in this second half. The guys have battled it out. We'll see how Lamont fares at the free throw line. First one comes up short for Jaden Lamont. He'll get one more. Key contributors for the Atlanta Celtics has been David Thomas, Avante Parker, and A.J. Barnes. Montravius White also heavy early on.
Yeah, I mean, having 4 guys contribute. That's 4 guys contribute, 4 guys in double figures. That's tough to combat.
There's Meadow, gets his shot in the corner, no good. Price Jr. comes up with a rebound. They'll kick it back over to Dunlap again. Dunlap, no good. That will be out of bounds. I saw Dunlap trying to get used to these rims before the game, just taking shot after shot after shot, really trying to get loosened up. Has not been able to get it going. White. Corner drive and just muscled it in. Did De Silva. De Silva listed at 6'8". Being able to put it on the floor. There's Price Jr. with the spin, gets it inside, contact, gets the foul.
And I like the fact that even though he's a guard that, typically you see him on the perimeter, got down into the paint, understood his body positioning, where the defender was at, utilized great balance, was able to go up and through the defender, get to the free throw line.
Gets the first free throw to go. Does Price Jr. And he'll get them both. White makes the pass ahead. A.J. Barnes. Very crafty with the hesitation move, but could not get the basket to go.
No, they counted it. They called the goaltend on Bronny.
You are correct. Count the basket for A.J. Barnes. Tell you that Eagles Landing connection here really going to work. Price Jr. No. Parker, too many dribbles in traffic, throws that one away, gets it to Meadows. Meadows into Price Jr. Price Jr. into the contact, but no whistle. Thomas gets it out to Barnes. We're running, we'll get a charge call. Gabe Cups in to take the charge.
So Parker's done a great job with grabbing the rebounds. I want to see him kick the ball ahead versus trying to dribble out of those situations. Each time he tries to dribble out, he gets picked from behind.
If Barnes is able to maybe gather there, jump stop, I think he would have seen Thomas for the layup, but can't get that to go. 58-54, just under 5 here at Marietta High School. It is the battle in the South. Presented by the Battle and Strive for Greatness, Marietta High School, powered by SUV TV. Mondre Allen here with Justin Brantley. We talked about at the beginning of this game, so much talent, nationally ranked players on the floor. Have you seen this played out as we continue with fourth quarter action?
Well, neither team's been able to really exert their will and pull away here at all throughout the course of this game. It's been kind of a back and forth matchup. At the end of one, the Celtics, they had to lead by 2 at the end of 3. At the end of the half, they were up by 3. I mean, this game's been within striking distance the entire game for both teams. It's going to come down to who can really get something going, can get some consistency, get a couple stops. I look to what we call kills, 3 stops in a row. If Strive for Greatness is able to strap up defensively, get a couple stops in a row, even if they don't make something happen positively on each of those situations offensively, getting those stops is going to be key.
Like that possession for Strive for Greatness of running Bronny James off a couple of screens, trying to get him open. Had Cups, but could not get that to go. Cups is another kid with the incredible motor.
Yeah. Cups is going to take charges. He's going to play defense, grab rebounds. I mean, whatever you need, he's going to give it to you, which is why I like his, I like his game because he impacts the game even when he's not scoring.
Talk about Meadows there. Just can't get it to go as Dunlap.
And on cue, offensive rebound from Gabe Cups. The assist to Meadows. Meadows finishes at the basket. That was all a product of Gabe Cups.
Meadows' interior defense, as the kids would say, has been top tier. And there is Thomas. Thomas saying, what do I got to do to get a foul call on the three-point field goal? But we'll play on. Price Jr. for 3. No good. Celtics looking to run, and there's the foul. Barnes foul trying to initiate the break for the Celtics. There's Thomas.
Yeah, he definitely was. There was definitely some contact there.
Thomas saying, hey, these guys got to give me someplace to land. There's James up under Thomas, but no call there. 61-56. 3:33 left to play. White gets it over to Parker. Parker for 3. Avante Parker, the 6'8" prospect.
Showing off a little bit more than, his interior play abilities.
And we talk about that aggressive play for Dylan Mateer. Mateer High motor, playing extremely hard, finds another opportunity, but Thomas tries to answer. There's no good, and Strive for Greatness basketball.
I love to see guards rebound, and that's one of the things that LeBron James, or Bronny James, I was going to say LeBron James Jr., but Bronny James does very well as he rebounds the basketball. Steps right into that three.
There's the answer for Bronny James. I feel like his first basket maybe in about a quarter of time. Montrevious White, not much room there. And we see another sub for White. There's Price Jr. off the glass. No. Tough rebound by Fabian Da Silva. And he finds White on a rope. Fabian Da Silva, that is not a play that will blow up in the highlights or on the stat sheet, but a rebound, an incredible assist by Da Silva. There it is for Dunlap.
Beautiful pass that was set up by Matoyer. He collapsed the defense on that drive. Beautiful play, beautiful pass.
Got to be able to make buckets at the right time, and Dunlap got one to go at the right time for his Strive for Greatness basketball team. 2-point basketball game, 66-64.
I like Parker's ability to switch out on guards on the perimeter. He's got the lateral agility to stay in front of Mike Price Jr., who's one of the shiftiest guards in the country. I really like Avante Parker. They called the foul on him, but still, I really like his versatility.
There's Bronny James knocking down a three. We talked about Mateer. That's a beautiful pass on a rope for Mateer as well.
Those are the things that aren't talked about a whole lot.
Mateer gets it to James. James for three. No good. Hillman gets it out. Hillman. And they're searching for a sub for Hillman. Now Hillman. Grand opening, grand closing. As Lamont throws it away.
Yeah. And back-to-back turnovers. White's going to come back into the game. He comes in for Hillman.
We're seeing two guys get subbed out for making a mistake, but the coach is trying to teach time and score. They're pointing at the score clock saying we're up 2, minute 15 left, and we had a unforced turnover and a missed layup. Crucial possessions in a very close game. Hillman trying to get Coach Harper to hear his side of the story. There's Dunlap.
I like that spin move, just wasn't able to finish.
Couldn't get it to go. White will steady the ship. Under a minute to play. 2-point basketball game. Atlanta Celtics in the lead. Now the shot clock will come into play. 15 seconds left on that shot clock. We have seen one violation for the day. Shot clock just under 10.
One stop.
As White takes a look at it, and Coach Harper will take a timeout.
You need one stop. One stop. If they're able to get a stop right here, that has to give them the confidence to be able to do something offensively. So if I'm Strive for Greatness right now in this timeout, I'm not only talking about what we're going to do on this defensive possession, which I wouldn't be surprised if they pull out a little bit of a zone, but we're not only talking about this, we're talking about what we're going to do offensively, right? And if we can't get anything to happen out of that first break, then yeah, maybe we might call a timeout and draw something up. But I'm sure he's talking about not only what we're doing on the defensive end, but what he wants to see on the offensive side as well.
If you're Strive for Greatness, if you get a stop here, who do you go to with the basketball as you come out of this timeout and Gabe Cupps is not on the floor?
Bronny James. Bronny James or Mike Price, because they're both going to attack downhill.
Crucial possession here. A.J. Barnes will inbound for the Celtics. They'll get it to Montrevious White. White gets it across quickly. They'll go to Thomas. Thomas spins, heaves it toward the rim, was looking for a foul call, did not get it. And Choi in there for the rebound. And Choi, do we get a timeout call? Wow. 26.4 seconds
Yeah, I don't know if he had possession of the basketball for them to call the time. Yeah, he had it there.
Great timeout call there from the bench. As Chol looks like he was going to fall out of bounds. But 26.4 remaining on the official clock. That means the shot clock will not be in effect because we have a 30-second shot clock. But we strive for greatness basketball. They should be inbounding on the opposite baseline.
Ladies and gentlemen, the concession stand has hot dogs.
For the Celtics, it will be David Thomas, Avante Parker, Fabian Da Silva, A.J. Barnes, and Montrevious White. White at 5'11", Thomas at 6'1", Parker at 6'8", Da Silva at 6'5", and Barnes listed at 6'4".
Gabe Cupps is back on the floor now. They did a little defense for offense on that previous possession.
Bronny James will be the trigger man. May have to bring, no, they don't. They get it right into Price. Price versus Montrevious White. Cupps gets it back door. Oh. No for Dunlap. No call. They can dribble it out. Foul coming.
That was a tough no call there.
We'll get a look at that play.
I like the play call.
Great play call.
Cupps just with a high basketball IQ. The issue there, honestly, if we want to talk about it, is Dunlap double clutching.
We talked about that in the previous game. If you go away from the contact, a lot of times, AAU, you're not going to get the call.
If he goes straight up and goes through the body, that call is made.
We'll see this
beautiful
again.
Pass here from
Dribble
Gabe Cupps.
handoff into a back door. Beautiful play call.
Tries to avoid the contact, and that's why they didn't call it.
Da Silva did not go completely vertical. You saw his arm come down a little bit. It could have been a foul call there.
That could have been called on either Parker or Da Silva.
Get a quick foul call there. And we'll get another inbound. And the Atlanta Celtics will substitute and get another ball handler on the floor with Lamont. Lamont will now be the trigger. Inbounding on the near sideline. Gets it into Parker. Parker immediately fouled. Dunlap there for the foul. And now the ball's inbound to Thomas. Thomas trying to run away from Cupps. Cupps gets Thomas for the foul. And now we'll be at the 1-and-1. Thomas will shoot two. 1.7 seconds left. So this looks like this is how the game will end as our gym starts to empty out. Nip and tuck game all day long.
Yeah, it was a good game, and I mean, we don't have a dog in the fight. This is what we want to see. We want to see good basketball.
Under 2 seconds left. Thomas will get two. Thomas will get one. Oh, is that tipped in by Parker? Tip in by Parker, and that puts the game out of reach. It will be the Celtics coming up with the victory, 68-64 over Strive for Greatness. Justin, what was the key to this victory for the Atlanta Celtics?
You know, I think having secondary scores. Again, when you look at it, Strive for Greatness had two players in double digits, Bronny James and Mike Price Jr. On the other side, Avante Parker, David Thomas, Montrevious White, A.J. Barnes, having four players in double digits is hard to compete against that.
Great contest here. Thank you for joining us in the Battle of the South, presented by The Battle and Strive for Greatness. Here on SUV TV, I'm Mondre Allen, your host, and this was Justin Brantley. We appreciate you joining us. We'll be back tomorrow for much more basketball action. Make sure to lock in with us here at Marietta High School. We'll see you guys tomorrow.